Yo, how's it going, everybody? Toronto, Canada, get on my level 2025 forever. Well, welcome to Toronto once again. Yeah, this is the Gold Talks. Of course, you know your favorite show because in here we are goats. I want to introduce Juan the Vidma, Hbox.
Hello.
Daigo, Umehara's translator. And then the Beast, the Goat, one of my biggest inspirations. Then my homie Max, which is the goatest in this couch, if you ask me.
No, chill. Thank you, Leo, and thank you all for being here. It's honestly insane to be on a stage with the three of you, and Daigo's translator as well. Thank you for being here, for making this possible. And thank you guys for coming to GOML. I'm going to be feeding you guys questions. You guys can each answer and talk about it amongst yourselves as much as you want. But this is the stuff that Joe and I came up with for you guys, stuff that we were very curious about from your perspectives. And then at the end, last few minutes, we're going to pass it off to the crowd. And you guys can ask these absolute legends anything that you want, anything that you've been dying to know as well. So I'll keep it nice and easy. What is something about the city of Toronto that you guys love? You guys have all been here. So we'll start with you, Leo, and then we'll go around.
Well, actually, I don't know if many people know this. The first time I traveled outside of Mexico for that tournament, it was Toronto. Get on my level 2016. It was my first time traveling out of Mexico. Really great time. I came with my brother. We didn't even have money to take taxi or Uber, Metro, whatever from the airport. So we walked from the airport to the venue that day. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I remember hitting the zoo with my brother. And I will never forget that day. I will never forget the first time I was able to come here. I remember I got 5th place, and it just brings out so many memories. Like, it's GOML. Like, it was my first time. I gotta come.
Favorite thing in Toronto is the crowds. I think you guys have one of the best crowds in all of Smash Bros. Here. I don't know what it is. Maybe just maple syrup. I don't know. But y'all get loud, and I love it.
一番好きなところですか。いやー難しいな。なんかもともと日本のすごい北の方で生まれたんで寒いのが得意だし好きなんですよね。でカナダ寒いんでなんか子供の育った頃のような感覚になるんでまずそれが一つ好きですね。であともう一つは食べ物がすごく好きですね。美味しいなと思います。
So I was actually born in like the northern parts of Japan. So Toronto and Canada just being like a northern country, and it's like kind of cold, so he likes it and feels like home, kind of. And the second part is he really likes the food in Toronto here, yeah.
Man, Toronto has great food, great crowds, great memories. Leo, I still remember, Joe and I met you 2 years before that at Smash Factor.
In Guadalajara. I remember everything, bro.
Bro, it's so amazing that, we're still out here like 10 years later doing this with you guys.
Like, I was, when we got here, Big Boss and me, shout outs to Big Boss wherever he is at the venue. I love you, bro. Like, we were talking and he was like, hey, since when do you know Max? And I was like, bro, like, I didn't even meet Max the first time I come here. I meet him at a tournament in Guadalajara in like 2013, 2014. Yeah. Like, I remember he was like cheering me up against Vini, the Sheik player. And ever since I met you, you were always like believing in me that I could become really strong. So yeah. And other than that, of course, the Poutinier, I believe that's the name of the smoked Poutinier, something like that. Yeah. Super good. Today had a 2-for-1 promo, so in case you guys want to do it.
One thing I actually noticed is that between Daigo, myself, and Leo, I believe there's 15 years of experience between us, of age gap, I think. Like, it's his generation, then I followed him, then Leo followed that. So it's actually 3 generations of pro gaming here, which I think is pretty cool. So shout outs to people getting old and still kicking ass. Yeah, there we go.
That's perfect as a segue into the next question I have for you guys. So again, each of you started in a different era of the scene. So what was it like when you started, and what are some of the biggest changes that you've noticed as time has gone on? So I want to start with Daigo for this one since he joined first.
お三方それぞれ違う時代で活躍してたと思うんですけれども、競技を始めた頃と今とじゃあどのように変わってますかシーンは。
このシーンがですか。
is it like the competitive scene that's like changing? そうですね。
自分ではなくて環境が。
環境がそうですね。まあ自分でも大丈夫。
You can talk about
僕初めてその格闘ゲームやった時っていうのはストリートファイターがもう世界的にブームで人口っていうことでいうと当時が本当にすごかっただからその時にはやっぱ今でもその盛り上がりっていうことでいうと一歩及ばないのかもしれないんですけどその後ブームが去った後まあ、すごくその冬の時代もあったんですけどその頃に比べると毎年毎年人が増え続けていてレベルも上がっていて退屈しないなんていうかこう生活を送らせてもらってます。
So back when I started, the boom for Street Fighter was at its peak. It's you know, it was such a popular game, and I got hopped onto it. And as time went on, it did kind of decline at certain times, but then as of recent years, it's gotten back up again, and he's having really a lot of fun just playing the game. Yeah.
I would say biggest meta shift that's happened between when I started and now is we kind of made the game go online, which is kind of crazy. So we discovered crackheads around the world who play the game and do it really, really well and play incredibly fast and incredibly optimized and efficient. And the floor of the average player used to be here, and now it is literally at the ceiling just to start with. Every single player at a tournament cannot be slept on anymore. I entered a tournament last night, or 2 nights ago. This guy named Crispy King took me to the last stock. Insane. Who the hell is Crispy King? The point is, it doesn't matter who they are. Everyone's cracked now, and everyone's really, really good. But you know what? If a game exists 24 years, everyone should be really, really good. At this point, it makes the game more fun, I feel.
Well, when I started playing, I didn't start with Ultimate. I started with Smash 4, and I remember the scene in Mexico being only literally like 40 people, and not being like the most like with the game. Like we weren't really good at the game. Like we were just like playing it for fun. So the biggest change for sure was like the fact that in Mexico we all started like creating more of a gaming culture. Because before the 2018, I would say 2018 actually really recent, we did not have anything for gaming or kind of stuff like that. And like in Mexico, we all had like, well, I know what I mean, like people have this idea of like, oh, you play video games, like oh, you're doing nothing. Like, why are you winning money from playing video games? Like, that's their mentality over there. And over the years, I've seen it changing, and I've seen it like even putting some schools for it. Like, it's easier to like go play somewhere. There's like some Arcadians, there's some gamer stores. And before that, it was just like so alone. Like we were literally seen as creeps. And I mean, everybody like has gotten to that point, right? Oh, you play video games, you're like, bah. But in Mexico, it was like way more. And then in Ultimate, of course, the meta has gotten so much better. Not only talking about Mexico, but also about the world, right? Like this thing online has created so many players. Like every single time somebody tells you that online doesn't work for practice, just tell them that that's not true, that they're lying to themselves. Because online, I mean, Spargo, Sonics, Mia, Akola, and I can name so many players that came from online and like are breaking it. And yeah, it's just realistically how well we can connect the world together and we can like enjoy what we're passionate about, which is gaming.
Yeah, I think all three of our games went from being like just a video game, and it became esports in a sense. So it added that legitimacy to it, whether from the arcades or from the locals. It just became a worldwide phenomenon, which is really cool.
Yeah, and especially in Street Fighter's case, seeing Capcom get involved in such a big way, having a pro tour, you know, Nintendo has done a lot of promotional events with the community. When we started, it felt like that was impossible, right? Like that would never happen. So there are so many things that have changed in the time, even just that I've been in the scene, something like 20 years, and then I can only imagine for Daigo, and you know, we're from the same era, and then Leo's after us. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy how much things change and how far we've come. I'm proud to see what this space has become as well. So what was the journey like for each of you getting to the top? Like, when did you start realizing, wow, I'm good at this, I should keep pursuing this? And how did people's expectations of you change? How did your own expectations for yourself change? And yeah, how has your own journey changed over the years as well.
そのトップまでの道のりっていうのを聞きたいんですけれども、その自分への期待だったりとか、周りからの自分への期待だったりとか、いつ自分がこのゲームめっちゃうまいんだ、自分が活躍できる場なんだと思ったとか、それについてをお話しいただきたい。
そう多分日本一になったなと感じたのは14歳の時で、ただそれは自分が初めてプレイしたストリートファイターではなくてヴァンパイアハンターというゲームでしたね。でヴァンパイアハンターで、日本一って言われて、それからまた最初にプレイして、その時は自分よりも強い人がたくさんいたストリートファイターに挑戦したいなと思って戻ってきた形だったんですよね。なので、初めて日本一ってことでいうと、14歳ですけどゲームは別なゲームでしたね。でストリートファイターでそういう実績を作ったということでいうと、17歳の時に日米対決とかがあって、03っていうアルファ3かな、こっちだとアルファ3っていうゲームで、日米対決勝てたんで、17歳の時になるのかもしれないです。
Okay, so when I first thought that I was the top of Japan, that was in a game called Vampire Hunter when I was 14. And after that, I moved on to Street Fighter. I wanted to look for more challenges and and so when he first entered the scene, it wasn't like the best, but as time went on, when he was 17, he really thought that he was the best in Japan at that time. So that's how he progressed to the top.
To me, it was always like the big fish in a small pond. Anyone who starts any game, they become the best in their friend group, and then they beat everyone there. It's like, well, I'm going to go play people in my school. Then you beat everyone in your school, and then you go to a tournament, you're local, and then if you're really good, you beat everyone at your local, and then you're like, well, I want to go to a national. So you go travel to Georgia from Florida, and you go to a national, and you get 5th place there, and you're like, well, I'm not good enough yet. Then you fly to Kansas, and you go to Event 52, and you play people from around the country there. And then you say, I'm still not good enough. So then you go to Genesis in California, and you fight the people from best in the world, and you get top 3 there. And then you realize you're in love with competing no matter what you place. And that's kind of how you get into this whirlwind called competitive gaming. I think it's never a drawn-out path. There's no written book on how you should do it. If your mind and your heart keeps telling you to do something over and over and over, and you enjoy it, you legitimately think about it, you dream about it, and you want it, let yourself be immersed by it. I think life is very, very short, and anyone who is professional at anything is quite simply a person who was lucky enough to find a thing that they were meant to do. So find a thing that you're meant to do, whatever it might be, and see it all the way through. Enjoy it, savor it, every last moment.
It was 2009 when I won my first tournament in Mexico, and ever since, it's like Juan said, you just
How old were you in 2009, Leo?
8.
Weeks.
That is insane.
8
years old.
And funny enough, that was the grand finals was against my cousin Javi. So we were always a gamer family and a Smash family. And it's like Juan said, like once you're there and once you're like competing, you just feel it in your blood. You just feel it in your body, in your energy. Like you live to compete. And the next time I went to a tournament, not gonna lie, I didn't win. I got like 13, 17, whatever. And what happened? Nothing. I was just like, let's try it again, let's try it again, let's try it again until you finally get it. But what happens when you get it? You gotta get more. Because that, like, your first number one is not your last number one, you know? You could get number one the amount of times you want. And that's what I was thinking when I was 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. And when Smash Factor was created, in Smash Factor 3, back in like 2014, I used to play a lot of Project M. And I remember I was just really good at it. And I sucked at Brawl, which didn't make sense. So when Smash 4 came out, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be the best. And
Yo, money match?
and what?
PM?
PM? No.
Yeah, we could say
No.
PM.
No.
We're one of the cool tournaments.
No. Okay, of course, I wasn't as good as Juan in PM. of course, but I was good. Then Smash Bros. Came out, I became the best. And then we're here filming this, and I couldn't be more thankful with my life and more, thankful that I'm so fortunate to be here with all of you guys.
It's so cool seeing how you guys came from such a different story and how you each ended up here in this room, right? We're all together on the stage right now. And I guess to kind of shift things to the opposite of that, what is your relationship like with losing?
負ける時ってあると思うんですけれども、その対処の仕方
対処の仕方、まあもうキャリアがすごい長いんで、まあ負けるってことにももう、まあ、ある意味では慣れてきてしまってるんで、昔ほどそもそも大きなショックを受けないようになったんですけど、でもまあそれは逆を言うと、こう負けた時の悔しさとかでまた頑張ろうと思うのが多分競技の世界なんで、その慣れてきてしまっていることは自分にとっては良くないなと、そういうことが平気になってきてしまっていることがすごく良くないことだなと思ってるんで、むしろその負けたことにダメージを受けれるようにぐらい日々頑張って取り組もうという、逆にこの年齢になるとそういうふうに思うようになってきましたね。
Okay, so as you all know, I've already had a long career and I've started to get used to losing at this point. And I'm aware that that's a bad thing, inherently, to be, getting used to losing and not having that passion. But at this current age, well, at my age now, I'm trying to make myself feel more, make myself feel more hurt after losing so that I have that drive to improve more.
The will to keep winning, if you will. Yeah. As you know, most of you might know, I'm a nerd. I went to school for engineering, and in engineering, there's a class called thermo. And thermo, one of the first things you learn is that you can't really create or destroy energy. You can only transfer it. And believe it or not, that's changed my philosophy on winning and losing. You asked me, how do I handle losing? Believe it or not, whenever I do lose, I feel like I gain something. I gain the knowledge of what not to do next time, which might be why I win something bigger. Like, I had a not so great tipped off recently, but I took all that and won CEO. And then I had a not so great controller at CEO, so I took that and now I have a great controller here, and I'm gonna win this weekend, I'm pretty sure, hopefully, because I'm feeling really good about it and the confidence is there. But even when I win, I feel like I lose something. Believe it or not. I might win a tournament, but maybe I lost a few days of my life from screaming really loud. Or maybe I lost a piece of myself from that stage, or energy I might not get back. But the point is, that energy goes somewhere. Winning and losing, the beautiful part about anything competitive is that there always has to be a loser if there is a winner. It's kind of poetic and sad and weird, but beautiful at the same time. The happiness that one person has is the result of a lot of other people being not so happy that day. But that's what makes competition so human and so real and so visceral. So losing is necessary to win. It's just part of it.
I feel like Daigo, I've gotten used to losing. I mean, if you guys follow Ultimate Smash, you guys know that I kind of not being winning a lot like before. And some people really ask me if it hurts me or not, or if I care if I win or not. Of course I care about winning. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be trying if we didn't care about winning, but it's like Daigo said, there's always something about losing and getting used to it that you don't like. Why are you getting used to losing when your goal is to win? And I agree with the fact that if you want to win, if you want to get to the happiest, if you want to be at the top, at the summit, you gotta be really low. You gotta get back to the ground. I mean, it's gonna be bad days, gonna be good days. I mean, dude, I remember I got ranked number 2 in Smash 4, and the week after I got 65th at Evo, and nothing happened. I'm still here, and after that I still became number 1. Like, you can do it no matter what. It's only one day, and the next day you have another chance. The next weekend you have another chance.
As the Toronto legend Michael Riddles Kim once said, you gotta be washed to get clean. It's true.
Words of wisdom. Shouts out to Riddles. Okay, so what are your plans after you retire from competing, if you ever plan to do so? I mean, you can just say that you don't, but will you still be part of the scene? Like, will you pursue other ventures within your community or move on to other things? And have you already started to pursue other ventures?
何も考えないようにしてます。はい、やっぱり、今年から、ずっと配信と競技とって両方やってきたんですけど、年齢的にもう挑戦すること自体が、許されなくなる年齢かなとも思うんで、そのスポンサーがついているとかそういうことを考えると、なので競技に専念したいなと思って、むしろ今後のこととか考えずに配信をやめて競技に専念してますね。なので、もしそれでダメになった時はその時また考えればいいやと思ってます。
So I'm already at that age where competing is kind of it's hard. It's hard to compete out there. So I have been streaming and competing so far, but I feel like I'm at that age where I just have to give it all on competing, and so right now I'm just trying to compete, just trying to give it all, give it my best, and I'm not really trying to think of what's ahead of me in the future. I'm really just trying to focus on what I can do right now.
Well, you can let Daigo know that myself and probably everyone in the crowd shares a sentiment that if he was to give it his all and win one more giant major, I think it would be the most hype thing to ever happen ever, in my opinion. Yeah. When it comes to me, I've had my... It's crazy. I look at a picture of myself when I was 13 first competing, and I blinked and now it's here. And it's just weird because I never see myself not being part of this scene in some kind of way. I legitimately thought after the pandemic and my results were like plummeting, I'm like, well, there goes that dream. But now, after I won Genesis this year, I was like, holy cannoli, I can still do it. And then, I'm still like, I think I was seeded 4th this tournament, but 4 is really close to 3, which is really close to 2, which is really close to the top. As someone who was able to get the world title for 3 years, the only thing really left, and I guess it's part of the talks here, is the argument of the GOAT, right? Now, you guys might know I have 2 other peers that are often considered that in Melee, and each of us 3, we really, for Melee and for our careers and our results, we really do have our own arguments, but I don't think I want to quit until I can at least give it a shot to make it not an argument anymore. And I think if I get rank 1 more time, some very uncomfortable conversations might start happening. So I'm going to go for that. After that point, I might try to run Hevo, who knows? Make some kind of giant tournament series. But once you're competing, you have to give it your all. You know what I mean? Maybe you can go down as the greatest of all time, maybe you won't. But as long as you can say you did everything in your power to do so, I think you can, leave this world with your head held up high, I feel. But I think I'll always have Smash in my heart forever.
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm still not thinking about retiring anytime soon. But, yeah, I mean, Smash Ultimate is still going on. The meta is still developing. Probably a new Smash game will come up. Even if it don't, I mean, it will probably just happen like Melee. We'll just keep playing it and like advancing the meta every single day, every single year. So yeah, I feel like I'm still gonna be playing for like at least another 8 years, 10 years. And after I've retired, for now, like I want to keep competing. Of course, I want to get my title of #1 in Ultimate again. At least when Ultimate ends, I want that list to be like, okay, the greatest of all time is still MkLeo, like not Akola, not Espargo, it's MkLeo. And that's why I still come to tournaments, because I want to show these kids like, bro, I'm still here, I'm still the GOAT, you gotta respect that.
Talk your talk, bro. Let's fucking go. I'm sorry. Let's go, man. I'm sorry. I love hearing that.
Hey,
we
man.
need more of this. We need more people to stand on it. Let's go, baby.
So I feel like they also know that, right? Like, that's why I want to beat their asses, right?
Yeah.
But for now, like, of course, I'm gonna keep it streaming. I want to make a brand. I want to get into more Spanish streaming instead of English streaming, and I would like to get into like solo playthroughs and stuff like that. I would like to cover a lot of other games rather than Smash, because I do play a bunch of games, and I would love to play a bunch of games to everybody. But for now, I'm still gonna be competing and try my best and hitting #1 again.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap into the Leo Fire Emblem streams.
Yes,
You already
sure.
know. But it's honestly so cool to see that you guys, despite all that you've accomplished, still have that fire in you. I mean, you guys have been doing it for a long time. Leo, even though you're the youngest of us here, 2/3 of your life has been competing in Smash Brothers, and there's still more to go
And
for
I
you.
love
Like,
it.
you guys have
Yeah, I
all
love it.
touched #1 in the world, and like you're not satisfied with that. That is honestly inspirational.
Thank you.
And how have you guys managed to stay humble as individuals despite being a legend? Like you could literally go to anybody in this venue and they will know you. Like whether they're an Ultimate player, a Melee player, a Street Fighter player, they will all know your faces. But like, I know you two quite well from many, many years, and you're like normal, chill dudes. How do you maintain like a normal persona and not let it go to your head despite being so good at what you do?
I'm just a chill guy that wants to play Smash.
そうですね、まあ多分まあ理由はいくつかあると思いますけど、一つはやっぱり長いこと、まあ、日本だけじゃなくてカナダとかもそうなんじゃないかなとは思いますけど、長いこと日本だとそのゲームをやるっていうことは悪いことっていう時代が長かったんで、そういう時代にゲームをやってきたその人間からすると今の状況がすごく特別なことなんだなと思うんですね。競技として生活できるとか、まあ、こんなに賞金が高くなるとかっていうことの方が異常で、やっぱり自分が子供の時にゲームをしてた環境の方が当たり前っていうふうに思わされちゃってるんで、どんなに有名になろうとどんなにゲームで勝とうとその感覚が変わんないっていうのがまず一つ大きいかもしれないですね。なので好きなことでこう生きていかせてもらってるだけでも大満足っていう感じです。
I think there's several reasons, but the biggest one is that when I started off playing these games, I think it's the same in Canada, but at least in Japan, it was looked as a bad thing. I think you said it earlier, MkLeo. So it was, they were looked as a bad thing. Nobody really, approved of this gaming culture. So I've been blessed of the fact that I can compete and I can actually earn a living off of it. So I think I have that mindset inside of me all this time. So that's what keeps me humble in this game.
I one time was answering someone, I think on Twitter. They asked me a question about something about like, the wins, the losses, the hardships. And I remember I responded to them and I said, even trophies force you to look at your own reflection. And I said that because if you're asking me how do you stay humble, you can have a trophy cabinet show everything. You can have an Instagram page show all the good, nice parts of your life. But I think all of us need to be reminded that what we see online on the internet is only the highlight reel. You don't see the redos, you don't see the mess ups, you don't see the flops, you don't see all the mistakes you made. For every time I've done something good in Smash Bros or a good accomplishment, I think back to a time where I was like, man, I was kind of a dipshit. Yeah, I really did throw that chair on the ground and it did break that chair. I was standoffish, I was rude one time, I was a brat one time. And I think of all these times where I had to really grow up and learn lessons the hard way, because when you're in a tournament competing offline, you're not just dealing with the video game, you're dealing with people. And we're all people. We all have needs and wants and desires. And, no one really teaches you how to be in this role. No one teaches you how to be perfect. No one is perfect. And I'm reminded of that every single time. Even this week I learned, just new things about myself. And I'm just like, oh yeah, maybe I should, be a little more thoughtful, a little more kind, and how I talk to people, things like that. And it's good. It's good to do that because the reason, we see old people as wise is because it's not like they're just more wise by default. They just had 70, 80 years on this earth to make all those mistakes and know what to do and what not to do. So I thank the entire community always for keeping me in check, letting me know when I am being a dipshit, and cheering for me when I am doing something good. I appreciate you guys. I would not be the person I am today without your feedback and without your help. And that's a very big part of competing. It's not just about the wins, it's about why you do it in the first place. So thank you for that.
I always felt and thought that I was a really fortunate person because of what I do. I do what I'm passionate about and I make a living out of it. I'm fortunate that also changed the life of my family and basically everybody around me. So I couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more lucky, if I am even about to say it. Like bro, I'm literally doing what I love for, it's my dream. I know where I came from. I know how hard these things are. I know how many people want this and how many people will take this opportunity over anything, right? Because out there is really tough. And we're here gaming. So it's like you kind of just leave the ground. You gotta stay grounded. Because it's life. It's just reality checks every single time. How can you feel that you're invincible when you literally go to first place and then you're like, oh, I got 17, I got 25th. How can you feel untouchable when you're still not perfect, like he says? No one should tell you a way to live. No one should tell you a way to feel. And yeah, just feel okay. Just be a chill guy. We just want to gaming. We just want to play. We just do what we love, and magically we're good. I mean, not magically, but we're good at the game. That's the only difference. But we do the same thing. We love the game. We play the game. We enjoy life.
Those are some great answers, guys. I think it's so cool just to see how much this has changed your lives, how much it's affected you, and yeah, again, how you're able to keep your heads on straight. I know a guy like me, I'd have the biggest ego if I was as good as you guys, so I think it's good that I'm not. We're gonna have one more question from us, and then we're gonna pass it over to the audience. And this is Joe's individual question. I think this is an amazing one. So shout outs to Joe for coming up with this. But what do you guys want to be remembered for?
そうですね。格闘ゲームが一番好きだった人って覚えてもらいたいです。
As the person who loved fighting games the most.
I would like to be remembered as an example of no matter how dire it seems, no matter how far behind you are in anything, you can clutch it. You can make a comeback in quite literally anything. As long as the sun goes up and down, you can bring that shit back. And that's what I want the world to remember me for. Yep.
There you go. I want people to remember me because I won Evo. And it's Game 4 MkLeo. I mean, that's also clutch.
The GOAT!
That's also clutch.
That's my GOAT!
How did I do that, bro? But it happened. But yeah, realistically, I want them to remember me for that Game 4, of course, but also because I was the GOAT of Ultimate and I was the GOAT of Smash Brothers. I don't know if many of you know this, but I was also the best player back in the Smash 4. So realistically, I've been the best player in 2 games. And I'm looking to do the same thing if there's another Smash game, right? So I would like to be remembered as the greatest Smash player.
Those are amazing answers, guys. I think you will all get your wishes. I think that will be what you all are all remembered for. And now, I've done enough questioning. We're going to turn this over to the crowd. If I could get that mic, Juan. Okay, if you'd like to ask a question, raise your hand. I'm going to go ahead and pass this to you. Okay, I'll see you guys in a sec.
Who's your question for? Daigo. Hi, my name is Jonathan, and my question is for Daigo. Although everybody knows you for Street Fighter, there has been a point in times where you've played other games. You mentioned Vampire Hunter, which is known as Darkstalkers here in the West. You had a short stint in Marvel 3, and even though you're known for Evil Moment 37, probably my next favorite moment with you, Daigo, is Umehara in Guilty Gear when you played Soul. With that in mind, even though most people would say you're probably like married to Street Fighter, have there ever been an instance where you wanted to pick up another game instead?
そうですね、ストリートファイターが一番好きなんですけど、それでもやっぱ基本的には人口が多いゲームの方が楽しいですし、やりがいもあるんで、ギルティギアがとても人気があった頃はギルティギアをプレイしたこともありましたね。ただここ何年かは 2D 格闘ゲームだとストリートファイターが一番人気があるように思えるので、そこは楽しいこととそういう競技としての張り合いみたいなものが両立できているので、幸運だなと思ってます。
So I do like Street Fighter the most, but I also like when the population of the game is high, you know? I want more competition. So when I played Guilty Gear, that was when there was a lot of competitive players in Guilty Gear, so I played that. But now, in recent years, Street Fighter is probably the most popular, and I'm blessed that my favorite game is the most popular, and there's a lot of competition, so it strives me to get better.
All right, any more questions? Joy-Con Jesus.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going, man?
My question is simple, but it always sparks a lot of debate. It's for everyone, even Daigo's translator. Your least favorite food and why? For me, it's cottage cheese or pasta. It's a hot take. I just hate pasta.
All right, mine's olives, but you guys can pass this around.
I really do not like codfish. I hate codfish.
My girlfriend actually hates pasta too, so you're the second person in the world now that hates pasta. My least favorite food of all time is actually peppermint, if that counts. She's like shocked. She's like, who the yeah. Right? It's like, it tastes like toothpaste. I don't know. Also capers, not a big fan of capers. And mint chocolate ice cream is overrated.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly give my answer as a translator. It's durian.
日本にしかない食べ物だと思うんですけど、スイトンっていう食べ物が苦手ですね。
It's only a dish found in Japan, but it's called suiton.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go right to the front, but we'll get you next.
Hi guys, my name is Faris. This question goes to Acebox and MkLeo. So when you guys fight like competitors like J2 and Prodigy, who changed his name to Kurama, and see them gain an experience from back when and seeing how they improve in their play from there on like later, how does it feel to keep playing alongside with them and keeping up with them and even going further beyond?
Yeah. Okay, he got it. I feel like for me, everybody remembers that Kurama game where he destroyed me, right? Yeah, I'll go first. He basically destroyed me, and last time I played him, I think I lost to him too. Okay, that's out of topic, but it feels awesome. It feels really good. You see how time passes. You see how much better they are, how much better you are, And it's not only them. Like you said Kurama, but like yeah, I put my eyes on Kurama. Like I've seen him winning, beating so many good players. Like I've seen him everywhere, and then I see another player that's like even younger than Kurama. Like I see a player that's like the same age as when Kurama beat me, or like when I beat whatever player, and like I'm just like, bro, like this keeps going on. Like this just generations after generations, and like this just keeps going on and keeps the game alive. I don't know. It really means a lot to me. Just like growing up together.
It's super niche, but there's a player named Narnia, I think Hispanic at the disco. And there's a very famous post he made where he's like, he's, I don't know, on Tinder or some dating app, and the girl he matched with says, oh yeah, my little brother actually beat HBox in Ultimate with Steve. And the guy's like, help me find this girl, this little brother. And I said, like, you've got a better shot in hell, bro, because I've lost to like 50 different 12-year-olds playing Steve at this point. When it comes to Ultimate, it's actually incredible how quickly they pick up the game. You know, there's a lot of new Steves, obviously, but there's a lot of new players. I remember Wilds was that Kazuya player, just out of nowhere doing amazing. And then there was that 13-year-old playing Smashmate. I think his name was Aquila or something.
Aquila, Frontier.
Yeah. Oh,
Right now,
Frontier, my go. Like, and he ended up being pretty good. There's a lot of players that started out young. I started when I was 13 years old. And to answer your question, what's it like playing against the new blood and still going toe-to-toe or beating them? Honestly, bro, it keeps me young. It keeps me young when I do that. I'm still like, yeah, I'm still that guy. I can still do it. I can still keep up with him. And it's cool because out of the top 10, I think I'm the second or third oldest, I think now. So it still keeps me young, so that's good.
It really feels like, oh, this is what they felt, right? When I was like 15 years old trying to beat them so hard. Like, I don't know, it's just like, it's cool to have someone like that trying to beat you. Like, just, yeah, you pick up the game fast. It's actually, it feels so cool to have someone right next to you being like, okay, I'm going to beat you no matter what.
All right, guys, we're going to take one more question from the crowd, and then we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming and watching, but here we go.
Yo, also, what's fucking good, boys? Yeah. Yo, thank you, man. So you guys are all notorious for being absolutely clutch masters. I'm just very curious what goes through your mind during clutch situations, and how do you deal with pressure?
It's like HBox said in one of the questions, like, you can always do it. If you're still in the game, if your character is still breathing, you're gonna still do it. As long as there's time on the timer, and you have a stock. I mean, of course, my character also helps a lot in that mechanic, but you just stay composed. It's like, it's so weird because like, when you're in that moment, like the pressure just goes away. It's like if you weren't even anxious about it. It's like if you weren't even scared about like losing. You're about to lose your last hit, last situation, and like, you want to make the comeback and you're not getting hit and you don't feel anything. You're just seeing the game. You're just feeling the game. Like, you're flowing. And if you ask me what I'm thinking when I'm making these clutch, all I'm thinking is like, play the game, do this, do that. He's gonna do that, play the game, and you end up winning. It's really hard to get to that point because, of course, like, who wouldn't crumble, destroy themselves when, oh, I'm losing. I'm 2 stocks away. He has 3 stocks. I'm about to lose a stock. Like, who doesn't get sad down when losing, right? But it's just, you just gotta keep playing. You just gotta keep playing.
To close things off, that was the last question. I've been competitive since I was 5 years old. When I was in kindergarten, there was the project. We all had to bring a small object from our house and stack 100 in a row. And whoever had the longest row of small objects won. And my smartass thought, toothpicks. They're small, but they're long. And I won that contest. And ever since then, I had the rush of competing. It was like a drug, I swear to you. I'm telling you right now, I could never make a single dollar off being, signed to a team, or a single dollar off winning a tournament or streaming. I could do all of this just for that feeling. That last stock, game 5 scramble, and one of you is going to win. There is nothing on earth more euphoric than that feeling. And I promise you this, there's some things in life money cannot buy, and that feeling is one of them. and I hope to do it for as long as I can. Because it's like, I know it's cliche and kind of corny, but that's the moment I legitimately feel the most alive on this earth, is during those scrambles. We're just blessed that we have spectators and an audience who happen to enjoy watching us do that. So again, much props to you guys. You are the reason any of us here can do this for a living. You are the community. Keep it going for as long as you can, because esports and competition is one of the most beautiful things on earth.
Eh, そのクラッチの場面で
だから例えばなんかチューリーで15連敗したとか、本当にギリギリでもうすぐ負けそうな時に勝ち切る、そういう場面ってどういうシーンですか？
いやどうだろうな、難しいですね。難しいけど、でもなんかあんまりそういう場面は緊張しないですね。なんかもうどうせまあどんなに頑張ったところで負ける可能性が高いなって思っちゃうこともが多いんで、そういう時は一回もう全部受け入れて気持ちを一回切り替えてから逆転するとか、その勝負を勝つための組み立てをしているような気がしますね。
So I actually don't feel that much pressure in those clutch moments because 99% of the time I will be losing those moments, So I actually have no pressure. I just stay calm and think to myself, how can I, build up to get that win in this certain scenario.
Wow, I think that's the first time I've heard someone say, I just don't feel pressure. I've done interviews like this with a lot of top players, and they have answers kind of like Leo and HBox, but this guy's ice fucking cold, and that is crazy. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you, Leo.
No, what do you say? Thank you, Leo. Is literally thank you on Joe.
Bro,
get on my level, bro.
Hey,
It's literally you.
thank you, guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
but thank you guys for being here, of course. Thank you guys for watching it in real life. Go Talks, of course. We in here are all goats, the goatest, right? The same as you. So be happy, enjoy your life. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll catch you the next time. This was the Go Talk.